Is it the best? Is it the best? It's the best.
It is the best.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Deep Drop. This is a fishing podcast. If you're new here, welcome. It's great to have you on board. We're, I guess, a podcast that talks about fishing, but we certainly don't take ourselves too seriously. We love fishing. We're in the game. We do it for a living. We have fun with it. And we put it to you guys to tell us what it's all about, because we just bring up topics and generally they go nowhere. I'm Luke McCredden, and with me as always, Adam Ring. Ads, hey, tracking, bud. You haven't blown away this week?
What an unbelievably wild week and a bit now we're heading into. Weather for those listening, Luke, you and I are based in Melbourne or thereabouts. We're both just outside of Melbourne in opposite directions. I cannot remember a consistent run of wild winds than what we've had in the last 7 days, 8 days. It's relentless. It goes from shit to hurricane and just kind of swings between that. I mean, normally when we get these bad runs of wind, which spring, it's normally when we get the winds here in Victoria. Yeah. But you normally get a couple of half-decent days during the week, or it'll be dead calm until 11 a.m. and all of a sudden the wind picks up. It has not fucking stopped for a near week and a half. There's trees down everywhere. We've had thunderstorms roll through. We've had hail roll through. Winds to some ungodly speed.
The winds
devastating.
The winds have been so bad, sea breezes had to come up with a new colour, I think.
Yeah, well, they used to max out at poo brown.
It's shit. Shit brown. But I don't know what they've gone to. It's probably...
it just have to be black. Just
blacked
death.
out. Yeah, just death.
Because I was flipping through Instagram earlier this morning.
Rare. That's rare for you.
It is rare for me.
Yeah,
and
okay.
But I was having a little bit of a browse, and some of the shots that I saw from the Mornington Pier.
Is it? Yeah, that's devastating. Is it still there?
It's still there, but I tell you what, one of the oldest charter boats on the block is not.
Oh, shit.
So shout out to the charter boat operator and owner down there, because one of the big old boats that's still fully operational every season, it always sits in the same spot on the inside of the pier there. It just sunk. It just got swamped so bad that it was just gone and insane. But some of the pictures that come out, like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And it's just been relentless.
Yeah. It doesn't stop. You know what I think about sometimes in this sort of weather? Just like skippers of ships that don't have a choice.
Surely they see a forecast like this and go, why do I do this?
Yeah. Or can you do the old, I'm not going to make it in today.
Yeah.
Because fuck that. Like,
can you
seriously.
mate.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, but I think it's the how long it's hung around for. You know what I mean? Like, we
That's
get
the thing.
You have a poo brown sea breeze day every now and then, but not for a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, gee whiz.
It's been absolute poo brown. And I don't know. I'm still not sure when it's supposed to stop, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, I don't know either. It's nuts, but it's what happens this time of year. Just it does seem a bit abnormal though. Going, this whole
just the longevity. Not even so much the wind speeds. I think it's the longevity that's been the one that's sort of taken us all by surprise. But you know what, Luke, it can blow its ass out now, and it can blow itself out ready for the end of the. Let's be generous. We'll give it until Cup weekend.
Jesus Christ, mate! You've given it all of September.
No, as in, like, not to blow like this. This is fucking ridiculous.
And all of October.
But it can stay windy. Actually, no, let's go AFL Grand Final. AFL Grand Final.
Fuck off, wind. Okay.
AFL Grand Final. It can blow itself out by AFL Grand Final and give us a red-hot crack at the start of the snapper season.
Yeah, like it. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. And again, if you're new here, welcome. And that's the sort of weather report you get from us most. Actually, not most episodes. It's just whenever there's a weather event.
it's real bad generally.
But if you've been around for a while, welcome back and thanks for sticking around. Really great to have everyone on board. And I guess this is an opportunity to kick back and listen to a podcast because there's not much else to do. I don't think.
What better thing to do on a wild and windy day than to just sit down and think about fishing, because we sure as shit can't go. That's how bad it is.
Think about things like, does releasing or dropping a fish really impact that location? We asked that during the week because we spoke about it last week.
And I hope people pondered it. I did see that there was a few responses.
Few responses. Got a few messages about it too, with some stories about their experiences and that sort of thing. Look, there's a couple of I guess snapshots of where situations it might have been a factual thing, but for the most part, I don't think
it's a thing.
I don't think it's a thing.
No, I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
Do you put it into like it's one of the weird little superstitions that fishermen have? You know how
be a superstition.
Within all the pro sports and even just everyday life for a lot of people, there's these crazy little superstitions that they just won't break. Maybe that's one of them.
Yeah, that's a fair call. We never really touched on that last week, but that could be just a superstition. Not just a superstition. I think boaties and anglers are very superstitious people.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's every chance. And I mean, as we touched on it, each to their own. If it affects you, that's,
Hey, if you're not comfortable releasing a fish, just pop it in the live well and release it later on. Or just take it home for a feed, whatever.
Just don't go fishing. But yeah, plenty of feedback like that. The Deep Drop on Instagram is where you'll find us asking those sorts of weird and wacky questions. And we urge you to get involved in that, because that's what we froth on, that sort of stuff. The other thing we urge you to get involved on and in is heading over to the deepdrop.au and grabbing yourself some merch, Adam.
Yep, do it. Stubby holder and hat combo. Get amongst it. The hats are superb quality. I've been wearing mine flat out, and it's seen many kids sporting events and just general supermarket trips over the last couple of weeks. And at the moment, I'm also sipping a nice cold can of Pepsi Max out of my brand new Deep Drop stubby holder, because I've gone with the Pepsi Max tonight, Luke. Because
is this episode sponsored by Pepsi Max?
No, but maybe it should be. So anyone over at the Schweppes company, feel free to reach out, because I'm rocking a cold can of Pepsi Max. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, Luke.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, no, normally I've got a nice cold beer or something.
Well,
like
I do.
But
I do.
And I appreciate it, and it looks glorious in that bright green stubby holder.
Oh.
So head on over to the deepdrop.au, grab yourself a cap and stubby holder combo.
Yeah, you thought rods and reels were the best combos on the market. No,
it's caps and stubby holders where it's at. We'll even spot you the freight. How good's that?
Look at that. Look at us go. And Pepsi Max not included.
No, Pepsi Max not included.
But do so. Go and rep the brand. How's your supermarket trips been? Anyone sort of looked up at the cap and just given you a bit of a nod? Like a respect nod? Or no one understands it yet?
No one understands it yet. It's seen a few netball tournaments, which it has been recognised.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's a lie, because that's a lie, because the people that recognise are already listeners of the pod, so it doesn't really count, does it?
Yeah, but it's like you sort of just, it's a bit of a you don't have to say anything, just look at each other and you go, yeah, I know what you're wearing. Respect to you. I would like to know if anyone sees anyone wearing a cap, get a sneaky selfie or just a bit of a spy shot and send it through. Are we allowed to?
If I see anyone rocking a Deep Drop cap, I will be approaching them.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go, and it just nothing obtrusive, nothing, just a nice little sweet cap, mate.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were thinking more arms wide open for a big hug.
Hey, if they want to embrace, I'm down.
Yeah. Okay. So just be prepared for a tall guy walking up to you with his arms out wide.
Probably wearing the same cap.
Probably wearing the same cap. I mean, that's a special moment.
Mm.
I'd love to see it. It's like when you see someone wearing a band T-shirt and you love that band, you sort of go, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's actually a legit thing. Even still to this day, I don't rock as many band T-shirts as I used to.
Geez,
but
I used
when
to
I see
live in
one,
them.
same. But when I see one,
yeah,
I silently appreciate every time.
Yeah. Oh, mate. I mean, maybe we could maybe add a link in the next round of merch to the Deep Drop Fishing Tunes playlist on Spotify because, geez, there's some bangers in that.
We should relive a couple of our favourite band T-shirts when we were coming up and recreate it in the Deep Drop. So
That's not bad.
Yeah, I remember having a Corn T-shirt.
Oh my god, me too.
And
Which one did you have?
Well, it came out around the time of Follow the Leader, and it had the kid
Walking
wearing the
down the
headphones. Wearing the headphones and the cord, like spelled out corn.
Yes. Okay.
We could,
you know the what do they call it? Hopscotch.
Yeah,
the hopscotch path. Was it that one?
No, it was a different one. But I do know that I do. 100%
I think I had
know
the one with the hopscotch, and I think it was like on a cliff, wasn't it, or something? So the kid was hopping their way to the edge of it. How dark were bands back then? Like,
so good, so good. But imagine that if we just had the same logo, but just we'll change it 10%, so it's not a direct rip-off. But if we have the kid sitting down and the cord in his headphones just said the Deep Drop,
like could we
instead
do
of corn?
Yeah, or album covers. Like, could we do like the Green Day Dookie album cover, but instead of Dookie, it was the Deep Drop. Everything else was exactly the same. Nevermind by Nirvana. Ooh. Instead of a kid floating nude in a pool, it'd just be you floating nude in a pool.
And you know what? No, I won't go there. Okay. Let's just say there would be some parts that are to scale, and that's embarrassing for me.
Let's try that.
I don't know who I'd feel sorry for, me or the person trying to take the photo from in the pool.
With a GoPro or something.
What is going on here?
Just hold the camera still, Mum.
Oh, that's rough. I reckon write those ideas. Not the Nirvana album one.
Not the Nevermind? Okay.
No, I think maybe we should tackle the odd album cover or band T-shirt under the Deep Drop.
Yeah, there's some iconic album covers. Just rip them off.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? If we get a call from bloody Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day, bring it on. We'll get him on the podcast.
We'll have him on the pod, yeah. I love it.
Hey, speaking of social media, I just want to play you a little clip. You ready?
I'm all ears.
Bitch and fish sucker.
And that's all it is. Bitch
nice.
and fish sucker. So now, a bit of context and background to that. You have spoken heavily in recent times about BFS.
Correct.
And I want to touch on it a little bit, but that was our good friend John Didge.
Yep.
Who's taken some of the, he and his good friend have taken some of these styles of fishing and taken it to the river and been catching some really big silver trevally and estuary perch and these sorts of things. That was John's attempt at explaining what BFS was. I think he said bitch and fish sucker. Not quite, John.
We'll roll with it, though. Happy to roll with it.
I don't mind it. But BFS, where are you at with it? I mean, it's been a few weeks since we spoke about it. We've had the Tackle Trade Show. I actually raised it with a few of the major brands while it was at the trade show, just to feel them out.
General consensus?
There was, sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not quite, but I've heard of it.
But then you'd come across, some of the hardcore sort of fishers in the industry, and they're like, oh yeah, oh fuck, oh it's coming, mate. It's going to be big. And you go, is it? But so I think it's out there. It's in the world of recreational fishing in Australia, but it is small scale.
So, how many comments on a social media tile in relation to BFS would it take for you to accompany me to a tackle shop anywhere and purchase our first BFS combos?
Oh, wow. Okay. It's a great question. What do we need? What do we need to get this over the line? And what are we talking about, by the way? I don't even really know if I've played around too much with said outfits. I mean, it's not your cheap and nasty. It's some serious dollars there too. I'm just also thinking about that.
Actually, hang on. Better yet. How about we leave it to the people?
Yeah.
And they should tell us what our first BFS outfit should be.
I like it. I like this.
So
Okay.
bear in mind, I'm not buying anything from overseas. It needs to be able to be purchased within Australia.
Yeah.
I
feel like bricks and mortar. Let's not
Yeah,
do
but
it
no,
online.
so-
I want to
seriously,
feel. I want to
yeah.
touch and feel before we make a
yeah,
purchase.
that's right. I want to see it. I'm I don't particularly want to spend $1,000 on a BFS combo.
Hey, look,
Just
if we have to
saying.
do that, let's keep it. All right, guidelines. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, let's keep it real. So bear in mind, to everyone out there, Luke, you and I have never BFS fished before. We don't know if we like it. We don't know if the concept of it is legit. I guess that's why we're interested in purchasing a combo to muck around with it ourselves.
Yeah.
But this combo needs to be for the people.
It's a people's combo.
Yeah. So for anyone out there that is considering dabbling in BFS, tell us what you are thinking of purchasing in that space.
Yeah.
Luke, you and I will try and find it. We should
Get
we should get a combo each.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we should try and, well, depending on price, we might have to buy one between us.
It's fine. It's fine.
And we will
We'll
take
sort it out.
we will take our BFS combos
Mm-hmm.
to a location of our choice,
Right.
and we will try and work out this BFS thing. What do you think?
I love it. I'm on board. I think it's the people's combo. That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about here. So I'm all ears. Go to Instagram right now if you're listening to this, and tell us. There will be a tile there saying what should our first BFS outfit be.
Yeah.
Now, just for the record, bitch and fish suckers is not what BFS stands for. Although I don't mind it.
Though-
Can you write that down for a T-shirt idea, please?
Correct. Oh,
Bitch and
I
fish
like
suckers.
Yep.
We'll get some royalties, probably a hat.
Probably a free shirt. Yeah.
But it is it bait finesse system?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's go
I think
with that.
that's what it is. I think that's what can you do a quick Google? I think that's what it is. I'm confident.
You talk, I'll Google.
Because I think, and just if anyone out there is completely unaware of what we're talking about, which is fair enough because it's not a highly commercialized sort of setup. It's quite that finesse, it's lightening up everything, it's small scale, it
is also bait finesse system. Well played.
yes. Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, so basically downsizing, kind of, isn't it? Like to a degree, like that's really simplifying things. But
Yeah, downsizing to a completely crazy setting. Generally, not always, but generally, bait caster.
yeah, and it's not just for like it sounds like it's. Well, what's the point? I mean, fair call, but
Yeah.
it's also allowing, I suppose, the different idea of what you can cast at certain species. So I think it came to life a little bit in that sort of, I suppose, fresh to estuary sort of scene where
Well, what's the first species you think of when someone says BFS?
Aussie bass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, what is it for you?
Trout.
Trout. Yeah, well, that was kind of the other one
Yeah.
because
But
it's
and where I'm really struggling with it, as in when I say struggling with it mentally, trying to work out the system in my own head,
yeah.
is why? Like,
Yeah. Well, isn't it? That's kind of what I was really stumbling over my words there. But what I was trying to get at was, isn't it around what you're actually pitching or casting? So it's giving yourself the ability to be able to cast really micro sort of baits, lures.
yeah, but why do I need to do that with a bait caster? This is where I'm struggling with it. BFS seems to be based around a bait caster. I know technically speaking it's probably not, where we've seen.
Well, does the Vanford 500 come into that?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I reckon it would be.
Yeah.
I reckon it would be, but a lot of the stuff I've seen on it has been based around
yeah.
bait casters that can cast up to 3 grams, like and under.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I'm. Yeah.
My question is, why do I need a bait caster to do that?
Okay.
Which is
so you're
kind of why I think I need to try it
yes
to
yeah.
work out what. Obviously, it's going to be endless fun because it's light tackle.
Because Ad, you're famous for writing things off before you've even tried it. So
it's what I do.
this is a good opportunity for you just to hold on for a minute and just
Seriously.
let's get your hands on one, put
Yep.
it to use, and then you can throw it in the bin if you don't like it.
That's right. So the people out there, again, Instagram is where you want to go.
Yeah.
Have a look for the appropriate tile, and please tell us, Luke and I, what our first BFS combo should be.
Should be. Yep.
And then we'll try and source that. So we're not buying from overseas. It's got to be within.
We want to be able to walk into a tackle store ads.
Yeah.
All right. So no Temu, fucking whatever it is.
Arrangements.
Yeah. Temu, what are they doing? Like,
Just whatever they want.
yeah, I know. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Who's buying? Yeah, is that another question? Do we want to raise that? Is anyone buying anything? And if they are, is it complete pus?
Well,
Is that something for another time?
yeah, let's tackle.
I don't know if I've got the energy for that.
I've got some thoughts, but we'll tackle it on another thing. But BFS, I'm interested, Luke. My
Unless
curiosity is
Timu want to come on board as a partner, and then we can talk.
yes, we might.
They'd have some cash to burn, I reckon.
Yeah.
Nah. All right. Okay, BFS, what should our first outfit be? I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Yeah, could be. I'm interested to hear what people are using and what they think we should use to get into it.
Yeah. And hey, we'll get on board. And is there anything you sort of can't do when you go down to BFS? Like, does it take out certain styles of fishing? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it all of a sudden you're not chucking anything that's metal because it's too heavy? Or is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it just purely really lightweight stuff? How heavy is the heaviest? I suppose it will vary.
Yeah.
With the rod and what you're getting. But, yeah, I'm curious. I like it.
Let's not think too much. Let's get the combo first,
Yeah,
and then we'll
you're
work out what we're going to do to butcher it.
All right, good. I've got a question for you. I was thinking about this during when the weather's like this, you just all you do is think about this shit. Mm-hmm. Because I'm furious at this weather because there's some really good fishing to be had locally for me, and it's just not achievable at the minute. A lot of it in local estuary systems. And I was thinking about, I'm really going to put in a solid summer. I know we're only just hit spring, but let's call it spring summer of topwater this year.
Nice.
Yeah, I really want to. I went a bit crazy for some new topwater lures out of on the back of AFTA.
Yep.
But I'm mad for it this year. That's what I want to do. And I'm willing to sort of sacrifice a couple of donuts just to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But I was thinking about, and I know people might listen to this and go, case by case, whatever. Yeah, cool. How deep is too deep for topwater fishing in an estuary? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get, and it might be a preferencing, like, but if you're in 5 meters of water, do you go, I'm not really, am I really going to get anyone's attention chucking a topwater lure here? Or do I need to be up in, a few feet of water or a meter? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there a general rule for that, or is that just how you feeling?
I think it's just how you're feeling.
Yeah.
It seems to straight away my mind goes, it's got to be shallow. But then,
Same.
But then maybe
Does it?
not necessarily. If you've got, say, 3 meters in depth, and 1.5 meters of the whole bottom 1.5 meters is weed, and maybe you can chuck some top water over the top of a weed bed, then. I don't know. It's a great question.
No, and look, I think it'll be a good one to raise with our friends out there on Instagram, because I think it's it would vary so much with what you're targeting and what system you're fishing. But because I think about you need to be shallow, but then I also think about how many times you sound up a school of brim or estuary perch or whatever it is, and they're midwater, so you don't necessarily need to be dragging them up off the bottom. But I think it might be one of those things, and we talk about with lures and lure choice, it's what you're confident and comfortable in.
Definitely.
I think most of my topwater stuff from memory in estuaries has probably been in the shallows, so that's kind of why I feel like that's what I should be doing.
Yep, it's all been shallow for me.
Yeah.
It is an interesting one, though. I've never thought of it in that thing. I just automatically in my brain go, yeah, it's got to be shallow. So it's got to be first thing in the morning, or it's at dusk where the levels of light are quite low.
Yeah.
And you can just sort of get on those big sweeping flats that maybe have a little, a few little pockets of rock and rubble somewhere, or maybe just some isolated weed beds similar to what you sort of look for calamari, but in a metre of water.
Topwater calamari. What?
That's got to be a thing, doesn't it?
Is that a thing?
I've heard of it being done once. Our good mate Freebs used to get it done a bit.
Topwater calamari.
Interesting how he did it too.
Was it a squid jig?
Yeah, would just grab a squid jig and just grind the piss out of the the weight.
Oh, so it was light.
Yeah.
No way.
Would take
no
like
sink.
a size 3 or size 3.5 jig, ground the weight down so that there was just a tiny bit to at least be able to take up the line and get some action on it.
I know we've deviated from what my question was, but like
Pretty sweet.
walk the dog style squid jig. Like, come on.
Yeah. Hey,
It's not bad.
hey, who knows? I don't know. I've never tried it. That's the only time I've ever heard of it being done.
I mean, I know we're getting off topic, but geez, I'm excited about this.
Great
I might have a
topic.
think about that. Yeah, but with the depth thing, it's funny. Like, and it's such a mental thing too. Like, you're in a meter and you're confident. You dip out to 3 or 4 meters, you're not so confident. Yet you're in 30 metres of water with kingfish holding hard on the bottom, and you don't hesitate chucking a popper because you know you're going to raise them.
Well, this was going to be my next question to you. Is it solely dependent on the species? Like, and this is
Probably.
where I get a lot of our estuary species are not pelagic, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a brim's generally going to have its nose down in the sand looking for crabs and shrimp and bits and pieces. Estuary perch is a weird one for me because I definitely know they will sit on a drop looking up, waiting for stuff to come out of the mangroves on an outgoing tide. I wonder how deep they will be willing to sit still to launch and potentially take a top water. I wonder if they were sitting like on a 2 meter ledge, right? Not a gnarly drop, but just, you come out of the mangroves and hit 2 meters straight off the lip of the mangroves. Do you reckon they're prepared to come roaring out of 2 meters to eat top water?
My gut says yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, they're an aggressive little bastard. Because on the flip side of that, we know that they're more than willing and able to sit in water that's barely covering their back. Even,
Yeah.
So, but I do. I think with a perch, and hey, I couldn't be further from an expert on this topic, but just in my experience, I feel like they would come up from a decent depth. Whereas
So then, do you
bream
reckon?
and then bream and like flathead's another one that's a real interesting one because they are hard against the bottom, but
They're constantly looking up.
constantly there. That's where their eyes are.
Yeah,
I mean, here's some
makes sense.
Animal 101 for you. Check
Yeah.
out their eyes; they're on top of their head.
So, do you think the deeper you get, then you have to start changing your lures? Like, if you're, say, potentially looking for a
By changing
flathead,
the style of top water.
yeah. So, if you're gonna say bring the top water over a ledge that goes from 30 centimeters to 1.5 meters, are you going to be fishing more cup face stuff to get a little bit more commotion, really get them fired
Maybe.
up?
Bit more noise.
Where if you're casting long up on the flats, you're going to be going a little bit more subtle, whether it be an unweighted plastic or a bent minnow or like a walk the dog style
Yeah.
lure. Just make it a
more-
little
bit
bit
more-
more subtle.
Finesse. I think that's an insight into probably how you and I would tackle it. But I'm curious to know what everyone else thinks because that's how I would see it. Like if you're in a few meters, 4 meters, 4.5, whatever, 5, I would go, I might need to make a bit of bit
of
more
noise.
noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be the wrong thing to do as well. But we've had flathead and not duskies in the bay here come up and hit metal slugs off the surface in 3, 4, 5 meters of water. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So they're
wonder.
always on the lookout. But I think, I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about during the week about is there a starting depth that you don't go deeper than for top water? But I think it might be just me overthinking it, Ads.
Yeah, it's interesting. I must admit, I've never put enough time into fishing topwater to work any of this out. It's always been a tiny, window of daylight in which to do it. And then, or even Luke, even the stuff that we've done quite a lot of it's been at night time, but using really noisy lures.
So here's another one for you then. You just touched on it. You touched on when you've done it mostly, and it's low light, early morning, night even, under the cover of darkness. Topwater fishing in broad daylight, yes or no?
Generally, no.
But what and why?
Well, the first thing I think of, if a fish is going to be eating topwater, it's got to be looking up. Mm-hmm. If you've got clear water and bright sun, it's going to be hard for that fish to even identify the lure, to see it.
What if they're wearing sunnies?
Well, then, hey, if they're wearing a sweet pair of shades, then maybe I should be throwing poppers around more in the middle of the day. Or even just still, if everything's so bright, they're too aware. You know what I mean? They're probably not up in that. Again, see, straight away, I'm up in the shallow water.
I just think is there an element of it that it's because there's more shit happening during the day that sort of puts them down a bit? Like there might be, a bit more bird life on the top, flying around. There might be people around. There might be more things to sort of push them down a bit. But I don't and apart from the visual aspect of it, as far as what they can and can't see, but do we need to think about maybe adding some, mixing up the colours or what the makeup of the topwater lure in the middle of the day? Get some reflective stuff on that bad boy. I don't know.
Don't know. Can you imagine? Yeah. I don't know. I
mean,
wish I had a better answer. I don't know.
No, that's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Thanks, mate.
No, but it's just one of those. And listen, again, just this is what the Deep Drop's all about, ads. These are the conversations you and I having on a road trip, heading somewhere to go fishing, or sitting on a boat, or sitting on a bank, or sitting around a fire. And this is what this is all about, questioning everything.
Well, do you know the other thing I've thought about way too often with topwater fishing? Obviously, one of the most, popular species of the minute here in Vic for topwater fishing is Murray cod.
Yep.
Why isn't anyone chucking like GT poppers? Because everyone's chucking these massive walkers that are, some of them are pushing 200 mil with the big like walker bibs on them, so they're making a heap of noise. Can you imagine chucking like a 170 mil explode popper or a 190 mil, 200 mil haymaker or something? Surely that's got to get a cod's attention.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Question.
I know.
And there might be a reason. Maybe that sort of bloop is just too much, or it's not natural enough. I don't know. Speaking of that, I just want to quickly call out, because it just reminded me. Kate Norman, who we've had on the podcast.
Yes, who's been slaying big cod lately.
Well, 135 centimetre fish.
Shit.
Just let that soak in for a minute. And by the way, that was to win a comp too. The winner of the Murray Cod Mega Bucks. You want a lazy 10 grand just quietly. Kate, shout, am I right?
A 135.
135. 116 pound.
Holy shit.
Because, a while back we were talking, and well done, Kate. Unbelievable. But, a while back we were talking about, like, when do they max out? They can't be far off.
They can't be. I was just about to say, surely at 135, they don't get much bigger than that.
Oh, I just don't
That's
even know.
That's nearly a metre and a half worth of Murray cod.
Yep. 116 pounds.
Was that from Eildon?
No, that was... it was, I think... Nah, don't know. I can't remember. I do know. I just can't remember off the top of my head. It wasn't.
135 is ridiculous.
I don't believe it was. I mean, that's, yeah, absolute beast of any sort of fish. Like, that's, yeah.
That's got to be near max. It's got to be near max.
Yeah, I reckon too. That's what I'm thinking. It's insane.
I like it. 135.
I don't know what that feels like. That's just a heavy fish.
That would eat a GT lure.
That would eat a GT.
It's fair call.
Yeah. So do yourself a favour. Jump on over. Oh, we'll share that post.
Yeah.
We'll share that post out. It's getting ridiculous.
That's insane.
She's just dominating.
Yep.
So looking forward to hearing a bit more about that. But yeah, I'm curious as to know why GT Popper wouldn't work.
It would work.
Bloop.
Because normally I would have said, yeah, okay, because maybe like a general cod outfit is really going to struggle casting and working a 200mm popper.
Mm.
But with the introduction of all this swim baiting stuff,
But that's the thing is with it though, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, cod fishers around the world that are listening, a lot of this stuff's not even top water on these big fish, is it? Like these, like mag drafts, for example, are.
oh yeah, no, there's legit like donkeys being taken on
top
like
water. Yeah,
mainly on crawlers, those crawler type baits,
yeah,
and they make them look like mice and
yeah.
ducks and
The
all
big
sorts
Aussie
of funky
crawlers
shit.
from Bassman are good.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I could pretend that I know ask me anything about cod. I'll pretend I know what it is, but I don't. We need to get another cod. Well, I mean, we've had Kate on the show. That's just about number one in the cod space, I would have thought.
Moment she is for sure.
Anyway, okay. Well, I mean, the top water thing's just fascinating in general. Whatever you're doing, blue water, fresh water, estuary. Is it the best? Is it the best? It's the best.
It is the best. There's no
It is
better
the
way
best.
to catch a fish. I wouldn't have thought.
Mark that down.
Yeah,
You
write
heard
it
it
down.
here first. There is no better way to catch it. What is the
Top water. Everyone will
'Cause you-
say top water.
Yeah. Because the thing is too, and I know we've spoken about. Have we spoken about? Yeah, I think we've spoken about like, is everything catchable on top water? Have we spoken about?
Yeah, we have.
That? Yeah, we have. Oh
Yeah, we
no,
have.
it's been a long 103 episodes.
Yeah.
Ed.
We need
But,
to start. We need to start the list. We need to start the list of things that we've caught on top water.
Let's start that list. Could we start a collective list with the
Yeah.
listeners combined?
Oh, 100. Send in your photo of any. Okay. Seasonal
this is-
seasonal list number one. We're going. Let's see collectively as a deep drop family.
Oh wait, are we naming the list and then wanting people?
No.
to show us?
No.
Yeah.
So as
This-
you know, the deep drop family, just randomly throughout. When do we give it? Look, do we give part 1 till Christmas?
Yeah. Let's make this a spring summer
Yeah, let's
campaign.
just see what's up. How many species collectively as a family we can knock off on top water? We need photo proof.
And we will build this library out on the website,
Yep.
thedeepdrop.au.
Yes.
Some of our best ideas happen on air.
Yeah.
List of and I'm writing this down.
Yeah. Good. No, good.
Because I'll
I
forget
think
it.
this is a good one. Yeah.
I'll forget it as soon as we finish the show. I'll forget.
Yeah.
all
I think
of
this is.
stuff.
I think this is a good one.
Let's
so
just
what-
finish on top water. So okay.
So just to be
what can we-
specific, what
Yeah.
classes is top water? You've got to see the bite. Because is fishing an
Yeah.
unweighted plastic on the top? Is that included top water?
Well, if it gets bitten on the top,
Mm.
you know what I mean. Like I think. Yeah, I think from here on in till Christmas, we should cover off. There should be now pressures on listeners, family. We should see southern bluefin tuna easy, no
Yep.
dramas.
No
We
worries.
should see yellowtail king. Oh, should
Yeah?
we? Yeah.
Yeah, I
hang
reckon.
on, we're talking about stray wide. Fuck, we should see heaps.
Heaps.
There's a group of you guys listening in WA.
Yep.
Pull your finger out. Go and get some. Go and get It's a tough weather and fishery over there, guys, but you're going to have to go do it.
It's for the team. It's for the family.
Yeah, okay. And the estuary scene. So flatties we're going to see.
Yep.
Brim. Snapper is one I want to see.
I want to see snapper.
I want to see it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Do you know what else I want to see?
What?
Redfin.
Of course you do. But that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. I'm not.
I've caught redfin on top water before.
I'm not. I don't doubt it at all.
Tiny. They're about the size of my palm. But they were busting up and everything.
Do these fish have to be legal to make the list? Yes.
Okay. No, I'm happy with that.
Or nah? I don't know. You were look like you were leaning towards nah.
No, I'm happy with legal.
Okay.
Legal fish. As per your state's rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously...
Or country.
Hey, throwing it worldwide campaign.
If we get a rooster fish or a peacock bass or a red drum, I think is that what they're called? What
the fuck's a red drum?
Is it redfish?
I don't know. Your story, bro.
Okay. Saw one in a tank at Bass Pro. They look cool.
Nice.
Nah.
I like it. Let's just leave it at that. We're going to build the ultimate top water fishers library. That's what we're building.
Every time there's a new edition, we'll bring it up on the.
Yep, we'll announce it on the show, upload it to the website, and obviously you'll see it on socials.
Collate people, work hard on this.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to Christmas and there's like 3 or 4 fish on there.
No. Do you reckon, Luke, we could go as far to say someone does get the snapper on top water?
Oh.
Do you reckon once we add the species to the list, underneath each species we could have the angler's name? Yep. So if we get 100 listeners all catch a brim on top water, we'll have brim and then just 100 names.
Jesus, I don't know.
Not 100 photos because we.
Nah, look, you know what? First in, best dressed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to think.
Well, the representative photo per species.
Talk to my website people about this.
Yeah. The first in best dress gets the photo of the species, and then every other angler gets listed underneath.
Okay.
I feel as though this is a big thing, Luke.
Okay. All right. Don't yell at me.
No. It's okay,
all right.
mate.
No, that's fair.
We're all friends here.
So we want to do. Okay. So we're building a list.
Yeah.
No, this is it in a nutshell. We are building a list between now, start of spring, and Christmas 2024 of all the species. We, the Deep Drop family, that's all you guys out there listening, and your friends and family.
Yep.
So you need to spread the word. Are catching on top water.
Top water.
With top water lures.
Yep.
So I'm not talking about a bait floating on the water like a piece of bread. I'm talking. Oh, carp.
Ooh. I don't know. I reckon as long as you see,
fly.
If you see the eat, then
what? So you're saying I could cast out a cooked sausage?
That's exactly what I'm saying. As long as you saw the fish eat it off the top.
Nah, because I want to see the lure in its mouth for the photo. And if you put hold a photo up of a brim with half a snag hanging out its gob.
The only exception is carp on bread.
Yeah, bread fly.
Bread fly.
Yeah.
Do fly fishermen count in this?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. That's
all right, let's do this. Let's build out this list. This is great.
This is great. I love this.
And as I said, I don't think that the next person will get the brim or the flathead, and you just go for something hardcore. Get in there and get the ones that you.
No, because we'll shout you out.
100%.
We'll shout you out. I want to see how many species we can tick off.
And when you send it through, just tell, because the photos sometimes are hard to see. Tell us the lure. You don't have to tell. I'm not asking where you are. You can put lightning bolts in the background. Don't give a fuck.
No.
Tell us the lure.
Yep.
Yeah, this is great.
This is awesome. I love this.
All right. And the deepdrop.au is where we'll house it all.
We'll house it all, but
we'll obviously be talking about
via
it.
Socials and all that sort of shit.
Tell everyone. This is going to be a
big
few months, people.
Yeah, this is big.
What do you think? If I said to you, ads, all right, you need to go get one for this list right now. And we're in it, by the way.
Yeah, we're in it.
If I said ads, you're up. What are you most comfortable with right now to do on top water? Like, obviously, take out the 150 kilometre fucking hour winds.
Yeah,
But
that's right. Probably an EP.
yeah, gotcha.
It's kind of not what I'm going to go for first, though. There's a species I've never caught on top water that I'm sure can be caught on top water that I really want to try. We've spoken about it.
Snapper.
No. Trout.
Squid. Trout. Okay. Should you just go and get an EP, though, just to get one on the board?
Maybe.
Or are you confident that someone else will do it?
Oh, no. Oh, there'll be plenty of people do it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
It will. Well, to that point, right? So, okay, so trout, we've spoken about snapper.
Squid.
There's squid.
Hey.
So there's a bunch of species that I would love to do it to as the challenge because I haven't done it. Squid's one just purely for the fun, but very doable when you think about it. Snapper, 100% would love to.
I feel as though it'd have to be a nighttime thing.
I just keep looking at the top of Western Port there at night. Anyway, the other one that I want to do is silver trevally.
Yep.
Off the top. So I want to see their backs come out of the water and, they
Carve
woof
them
it.
up. Yep.
Yeah. The other one that I'm going to try and mess with a little bit, and I haven't been far off, is King George whiting.
This one, I'd almost love to see it more than a snapper.
And I know you might, and this is where it's a bit funny though, because you might sort of go, oh, well, you're bumping your plastics along the bottom. So how, but I've had them follow it right up to the top.
Well, this is why I'm legitimately interested in seeing this, Luke, because if 3 years ago you told me that catching King George whiting on soft plastics was actually a thing, I would have said, no, it's not. You can try, but you're wasting your time. Just go and put some pippies down.
Yeah.
Fast forward a couple of years, and now all of a sudden, it's more than a thing.
Yeah.
Shops can't keep up with bloody turtleback worms.
Yeah.
So I'm not just discounting anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna. Yeah. And there's very talented anglers on my side of the bay, my friend, and I reckon they could get it done.
Yeah.
So the challenge is out there. But hey, that goes for it. Redfin should be the top of your list, actually.
Reddies, hey, why not?
It's very disrespectful you saying trout before redfin.
That's true.
Two noxious species.
Going head to head for the top water mantle.
Why don't you just go get a carp while you're at it?
Why not? Get the trifecta.
Speaking of turtleback worms, and Jesus Christ, they're good. They're good soft plastics. They're almost a bit of a, and because I used some recently, just almost as a backer. It's just like nothing else was working. I went,
just put a turtleback on.
And got a perch like instantly.
They're massive over your side of the bay.
Yeah,
Like
they're almost like a bait now, where it's like, nothing's biting on hard bodies or whatever. Chuck a worm on.
But they're not like that anywhere else in the bay.
It is strange, isn't it? Why do you reckon that is?
Don't know.
It's kind of like is it like the prawn style lure, Victoria, Southeast Queensland? That just, you know what I mean? It's just,
I don't know. I feel as though there's got to be some sort of that area of the bay. So that Corio Bay, Bellarine Peninsula.
Yeah.
Is there? I don't know. Is there like a spawning congregation of worms, like sandworm or beachworm, or I don't know, because it's uncanny. They've all, even before the whiting thing, turtleback worms were huge for pinkies and all sorts of things, but only over there.
It is weird. Like, if you're out 16 metres off Carrum, surely a 7-inch, turtleback worm's going to get a snapper.
It
does.
History says that it would if if the 5-inch models are taking heaps of pinkies and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. But you know what? Speaking of snapper, there's something. It's always this time of year that I think about this, and it makes me laugh every year because it's coming. You know it's coming. You've seen it every year, and every year we laugh. Do you know what I'm waiting for?
What?
The photo of the Western Port heads in particular, the western entrance,
Yeah.
is like red.
Oh, the red.
With all the snapper coming into the port.
Yeah.
The red tide.
The red tide. Port Phillip heads we've seen.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Like if you were to take a drone aerial shot of the
It's just
heads
red.
on a calm day, it's just pink. It's like it's red. All the
it's
snapper
red.
coming in.
Yeah.
What a load of horseshit.
I love it. I love that someone's sitting
You
on
see it every
Photoshop
year, though.
right now going, oh, fuck, these guys have foiled my plan. Yeah, the red tide. It's a strange one.
It's so good.
Yeah. And
But it happens
if you-
every year.
Yeah, and if you look closely in that, you can actually see the Loch Ness Monster because it comes into Western Port as well.
Yeah, because they love just picking off snapper as they
Yeah.
line up and get caught in the heads because there's
Yeah.
so many of them trying to get in at once.
Yeah, well, it's like the footage of like the Alaskan salmon and that just sort of just die because they can't get any further. That
Yeah.
happens here.
It's
to
like
snapper.
that, but snapper.
But snapper.
Yeah.
Just if you go down to Flinders, just on the beach, off the rocks or beach there.
Oh, you can walk on
They're
it.
just
You
can
can't
walk
go.
on
You
them.
can't go swimming because you'll just get snapper spines in you.
Snapper spines everywhere. So once a year, I don't know if you knew this. There's a whole organisation dedicated to cleaning up the snapper.
Oh, okay.
Of the western entrance beaches. Their organisation is called CUS Clean Up Snapper.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Cuss.
So anyway,
Cuss,
like
if
good
you
on
will.
them. Cuss. Yeah, the Cuss crew are good. Jeez, and you don't hear much about them.
Well, they work in silence.
They don't ask for much.
No, they're just low key. They just keep the beaches clean this time of year. It's a busy time of year for them.
It's a busy time of year, and they've started now.
Yeah. Well, that first full moon in spring.
Well, you know what? This wind,
Yeah, just pushed them in.
they've pushed them in, and there's actually there's footage. I was down there on the Flinders Pier. I was the only one there, oddly enough. Got footage on my phone of snapper flying through the air because of the wind.
Yeah,
there was
it's-
that many of them stacked up. The wind's just picked
Just
them up and
topped them
thrown
over.
them. They're in the bushes. Oh, it's a mess down there. But
So
Cuss are
Cuss
down
going
there.
off.
Cuss are down there.
Yeah.
They were there before. They were there as some of them were just catching the snapper as they were landing.
Yeah, that's a well-oiled organisation.
Oh mate,
Cuss.
they're red, and you'd never hear about them.
No,
you know
they
what I
just-
mean.
No, it's not about the accolades, Luke. It's about keeping the beaches clean of snapper this time of year because they prefer to get them just as they wash up so that they can be released. No one wants to see, no one wants to see snapper floating around or filling the bins and whatnot.
No.
So they do a good job, Cuss.
You read the fine print on most restaurants that serve snapper, and it will say, provided by Cuss.
Yeah.
You probably haven't noticed it until now, but read the fine
Keep
print.
an
next
eye
time
out
around.
for it.
Yeah. So no, good on them. It's organisations like that that keep this fishery alive. Anyway.
That took a fucking weird turn, didn't it?
That was the red tide does that to
The
you.
red
though,
tide,
doesn't
it does.
That's what it does to you.
It
And
does.
if you've swum in the water,
Just
this
don't.
time of year,
Just don't. It's not
something
worth
in the
it.
water.
It's not worth it.
It's like a mix of sort of snapper semen. And,
It's not worth it. Just keep your mouth shut and your wetsuit's thick because
Definitely keep your mouth shut. in that water.
there's a bit
Jesus.
going on.
Oh,
It's rough.
So when do we see the red tide? Like, when are we going to see the first photo appear?
Well,
Is it too soon now?
No, I'm just going to have a look. I feel as though it's that first full moon of
Is that
spring.
what- 'Cause I just
I
think-
may have just made that up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's around a full moon
I
because
just
they'll
want
all
to
sit
know
offshore and just chill, waiting for the moon and the water temp.
I really want to see someone post it this year.
Yeah.
And
We're sharing the shit out of it with it.
yeah.
if
So
and
keep
when.
an eye out. Keep an eye
It's
out.
coming.
It's a cracker. It's up there with the lightning bolts in the background.
It's tradition. It's just tradition of Victorian snapper fishing, the red tide. Amazing.
Goes back to
Amazing
the
phenomenon.
1800s.
Amazing phenomenon.
All right, so we've got a bit to work through tonight, Adam. BFS.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to what our first BFS outfit should be.
Yep.
So the People's Combo, we're putting together the People's Combo in BFS. We mentioned how deep is too deep for top water fishing in an estuary. Each to their own.
Yeah.
But we want to ask because we want to get your sort of, I suppose, experiences.
And we've now got purpose, Luke. We want to help the people contribute to the list.
Well, the list now is, of course, building out the top water species.
Yeah,
from now until Christmas.
We're just ticking them off.
I can't stress enough. Let's build this bad boy out.
Yeah.
It's going to feature on the deepdrop.au, of course, where you can buy your merch as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want to see it all. We know we're going to see the regulars like brim and perch, flathead, tuna, kingfish.
Yep.
GTs. Someone's got to be up there smacking GTs at some point between now and, I don't know. Barra.
Yeah, Barra.
So let's hear it. Let's build out this list and send us through your photos. Let us know what lure you caught it on.
Yep. And
Yeah,
then
let's
we'll
have some
start
fun with it.
Yeah, we'll start building out the list. I'm excited about this one.
Nah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right, mate. Well, plenty of work to do. I feel like somehow I've ended up with more work after this episode. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We've got a list. It means we're being proactive, Luke, and by we I mean you. We're getting shit done
Good.
here at the Deep Drop. We're building lists. We've commented before on how much we love a good list.
We do love a good list. We
Or a
love a
good
good
poll.
ranking system, a good poll.
Yeah, so
love a good poll.
this is all working directly into our wheelhouse.
Yeah, love it. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on my very first
BFS combo.
combo. So looking forward to hearing about that. Anyway, all right, mate. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you've been along this whole journey, I said at the start of the episode, thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure to do the Deep Drop podcast with you out there because you guys make up this this series of fishing talk, shit talk, whatever you want to call it. Adam, thanks to you, my friend. Let's keep it rolling. We've got plenty to do. You have yourself a lovely week.
Peace.
Bitch and fish sucker.